Good morning. This one's Harthorpe burn to the Cheviot. It's a 6.6 out and back from all trails. I'll leave a link to that route in the video description. However, what I'm going to do today is a little bit different. The all trails route has got you doing a 3.3 up to the Cheviot and then 3.3 back. What I'm going to do is, once I summit the Cheviot, I'm going to continue on for just under a mile, and I'm going to tag Carnhill off while I'm up here, and then back. So what, lad, probably is about a mile and a half onto the route. I just thought I might as well tag up while I'm up here for the sake of a mile and a half. It's another English mountain, and it should give us a bit more footage when we get up there. How then we'll climb it. Now, your parking for the route is down there, up from an area known as Lanchford. I've had a bit of a nightmare this morning getting here. The way the sat-nav took us, there was a river crossing and it was flooded to death. There was no way I could have got the little Fiesta over that. So I went up through Wooler. Probably had an extra 5-10 minutes onto the journey. But it's better than getting the car stuck. So we're just following this boggy path here. That'll take us up to Scald Hill. That'll be the first of 3 peaks we climb today. Once we're on top of there, we should get our first real view of the Cheviot beyond that. How about that for a sunrise? How about that? Aye, that's the Cheviot. Like I say, when we get to Scald Hill, we'll get a better view of it, but it looks very snowy. Anybody that watches the videos often might be wondering why I've opted to do an out and back on this when I prefer circular routes. There's multiple circular routes up here, 2 that I looked at very closely, but ultimately I decided the out and back was best. Once I get up to Carnhill past the Cheviot, I should be able to visually show you why I decided not to do a circular today. This terrain here is just icy bog, and you can see how muddy my shoes are. I should have probably had the gaiters on. I might put them on when I stop for the micro spikes, because I'm definitely going to have the spikes on when I start summiting that. As I'm gaining elevation, the wind chill's definitely coming into effect. It's about -3 here today, and they reckon with the wind chill it's feeling something like -8. So I'm in full winter kit because it's freezing, man. So I've just passed Scald Hill there, 1,801 feet, so not quite mountain elevation, just under 2,000 feet. But that's the first of the 3 peaks we're doing today. The next one's the Cheviot, and that looks like a very icy climb. I'm going to have a go without the spikes, but if I start slipping, they're going on. The spikes are going on. Spiked up now. Catula's on. Instant. Better grip. I'll bomb up this. I will bomb up this. So the Cheviot's actually an extinct volcano. It's about 390 million year old, and its name comes from the Old English word Chief Hill, obviously because it's the biggest one round here. It is hard work climbing in the ice and the snow without these spikes on. I don't think I'll get up here. The crisis is deep. I've come slightly off course here. I've veered off to the left a little. You need to be keeping that fence line on your right at all times. Follow the summit cairns to the summit. I'll just have my head down. It's dead easy to become disorientated in the snow. Check my garments, give us a bit of a buzz, get back on the right hand side. I was fucking out, so I'd end up walking up here. It's a tough climb, absolute views for days. Back over there, Hedgehog Hill. That's the second highest point in Northumberland, behind the Cheviot, and I should be near the summit now, because this has been a slog. Now right up in the crag, I can't see the summit, and this snow is very deep. I'm looking for like a flagged paved path that leads right to the summit and beyond to Carn Hill, and I can't see it at the minute. Navigation's pretty tricky with low visibility, but with a GPS, thankfully we should be alright. This is dicey, this man, I can't find the friggin' path. I can see the Carn in the distance to the summit of the Cheviot. This has took me a lot longer than I anticipated in deep snow. It's been a lot more difficult. It's absolute solid walking through this. I'll check the visibility once I get up to the summit Cheviot, and then I'll make a decision. Do I go on to Carn Hill? To be honest, the visibility is absolutely shite, so it might be a pointless mile and a half, you know. We'll have a look when we get up. That'll show you how easy it is to get disorientated. I've been looking for the flag path, keeping this fence line to me right. That's the flag path there. Over the fence, summit Cheviot there. Now we're on course. Ordnance Survey trig point, the Cheviot, 2,674 feet, highest mountain in Northumberland, and one that I've been wanting to climb for a long time. The visibility's not great. It's set to get better this afternoon, but I'm not going to be hanging around here that long. It's fucking knackered as that, climbing up in deep snow, but overall I'm absolutely buzzing. I finally summited this bad lad. Very nice! Do you know what? I've got the flagged path here in front of us. I know the visibility's not great. It's set to lift by about 11, and I've got about a 15-20 minute walk to Carn Hill. Do you know what? You can't be calling yourself peak climber and not climb the peaks that you planned for today. So let's just go and do the fucker. Right, so I'm just at the west top of Carn Hill now, 2,549 feet. It's also known as the Scottish Border Carn. However, the visibility is absolutely shit, total whiteout. So I'm not going to be able to point out why I decided not to do the circular routes. What I'll do is I'll head back down now, and once I get a bit lower down, I lose a lot of elevation, I'll be able to point the other routes out that way. So the advice that I read when you're ascending this has obviously been wrong. I was told to keep the fence to your right, and it isn't. It should have been the other side of the fence. All the prints of people coming up here are coming on the flag path here, and I've passed one or two people. The guys just stepped off the path there, and I'm not kidding, he went waist deep in snow and bog. This is proper tough winter conditions up here. It's took us probably an hour and 20 minutes longer than I thought to hit the summit. For an 8-mile route, this is absolutely fucking crippled me. The visibility is clearing a little now, so we should get some decent views on the way back down. Yep, so that's where I've went wrong. I've come up here in the low visibility and I've walked straight past that, and that would have took us on the flag path. What I've did is I've continued up this side. That's how easy it is. That's how easy it is to lose track of where you are. You've got to go over this. Thankfully I realised and got over the fence. Fucking skiing! Right, so the circular route I proper considered was, once we got up there, Carn Hill there, it would have took us all the way round here, past this area known as Windy Gill, and then you would hit Hedgehope Hill and then back down that way. I'd read that area there, the Windy Gill area, absolutely boggy as hell, and it was about a 10.5 mile route, I think. And do you know what, it's been the right call, because it's been hard enough work just doing an out and back 8 mile. 2 mile doesn't sound like a lot, but in boggy and snowy conditions it's been absolutely killer work. So that's why I decided not to do it that way. Maybe I'll come back up in better conditions and do it that way, because it looks a stunning route, that. Stunning. Too much bog, too much bog. Yeah, you can see on my Garmin here, I've come up slightly to the left, and I've just been speaking to a guy there. He's descending down the heather and I've come up the rocks, so it's probably safer to go down the same way as him. But that's how easy it is to get disorientated and stuff when you're coming up. I just get my fucking head down and go, you know what I mean? But I could have come a bit further over, might have had a much easier ascent, but never mind, it's climbed. Well, we're getting some views on the way down. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. I don't think we're going to see the second circular route that I considered doing. I think we could have only really seen it from Carn Hill, but obviously it was clagged right in, we couldn't see it. Anyway, that way had you descending down the valley. It was about 8.5 mile, so you know, similar to what we're doing here. But I'd read in the reviews that it was quite steep and sketchy going down that way, with a lot of hidden holes in the ground, which didn't put us off that much. I probably would have attempted it, but when I read the reviews, apparently there was 6 or 7 river crossings, and a couple of people said they actually just give up and just walk through the river. And if you watch the last video at high force, I don't do well on it, river crossings, so I decided to swerve it. If I went in the river at this temperature, you know, hypothermia is a real risk. I'm just about down from the Cheviot now. I've got about 2 mile back to the car, but with the being out and back, you've already seen it, so I'll just wrap it up now. Brilliant route, loved it. Hard work in the snow, it's the highest I've been in winter conditions, but brilliant. I didn't get the views from the top, but it was stunning all the same, and I'm buzzing to have done it. I think on a fine day this will be, you know, one of the best routes you can do, especially up in Northumberland. It's on par with the lakes, absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10, and that'll do, eh?